Hey everybody, Jay Barino here. Thanks for joining me today for some more Direct Strike. We're playing as Artanis today. We're in the last position, which is I always find comforting because it's a lot easier to kind of keep track of. Okay, we got a Swan ally and a Tychus ally. To kind of review the lay of the land before you waste too many resources to do anything, except to try to maybe maintain the middle. Oh, that's a little disappointing. So it's just me and a Tychus. So when it's 2v3, the thing that I would recommend is you simply just have to go for what you think is just the strongest. You have to go for your strongest composition, period. There's no option to do anything else. You gotta go hard with whatever you think that you have is the strongest composition. And for me, versus what appears to be two Zerg, probably Archons. So I hate it. But let's see if we can do it.
Gonna bark all day.
Alright, Tychus. Get to it, buddy. And this might be really short, or it might just be really quick and awful. But in any case, here, throw down one Zealot so that we can maybe retain the... Oh, we didn't get him in time. That's fine. Well, I guess sell him in that case. And we're going to start getting Archons. And we're going to give them their Guardian Shell. And we'll get a second one, and then we can research Storm. Because we want them to be able to storm. Okay, so we have a lot of Swarm Queens. So against Abathur, Archon's great, and just always good. And then what I will do is grab some Immortals in the back. Now, it's not just Abathur, though, and it's 2v3. So we have multiple waves that we have to deal with, and we have Kerrigan here. Now, unfortunately, Kerrigan can just wipe the floor with us with specific compositions. Specifically, her Torasks are just so strong against us. Just Ultralisk Hydralisk will probably beat us in the long run. Alright, so I will grab just a couple Immortals. I don't think that hurts. Because we've also got Immortals here. Marauders here. What I can do is grab some Zealots to kind of sit in the front. But for now, let's grab our second Immortal, and then we have to maybe hope that this... Tychus doubling up in waves, if he's a really good Tychus, then we'll do great. Kev Rattlesnake West would probably be coming in real hot and effective right now. So he can kill Abathur's wave, no problem. Can he reclaim the middle before he engages anything else? Great. I gotta maybe look at my music playlist. There's like weird background stuff happening in this one that's kind of creeping me out. Yeah, Storm Kerrigan, that's fine. So Kerrigan is probably rushing either to Ultralisks or Broodlords because we haven't seen anything from her yet. Alright, and Ultralisk Broodlords do get countered by Tempests pretty well. I don't think we can afford to just go straight to either one. Tempest, just mass Tempests is very, very strong and pretty effective against everything. And there's Kev Rattlesnake West. Let's go, baby! Alright, so what do we want to do here? I think we grab some Honor Guard. We need these to sit in the front and to tank Kerrigan, and we need them to tank Kerrigan, we need them to tank Ultralisks that are going to be coming out. Almost inevitably, they're going to be Ultralisks. If there are Broodlords, we'll start making some Phoenix. Phoenix, just throwing them in there, never a bad thing either. Alright, this is good stuff. I'll probably get another Archon. We're able to take this stuff down, and there's the Broodlords. So if we want to handle that, probably just need to get... I could start making Tempests. The thing with Phoenix is they're going to go straight back there and go for the Broodlords. So that's the ideal thing. And they're cheaper than Mirages as well. I have to choose what I want to use my Guardian Shell on. That stacks, I think, up to 3 times, so it's not that bad if... You know what, I never got my... Honor Guard upgrades here. We need to do that for sure. We're holding the middle. 2v3, we're definitely holding the middle. The problem is, again, Artanis is... He does well against certain compositions, but will die very quickly against others. So this is... Especially against Abathur. I think he's good against Abathur, but we need to be getting more units out across the board to deal with Kerrigan as well. It's just... It's scary. Kev Rattlesnake West... Gonna do great work against these silly queens. I think the idea is he'll probably tech into Guardians, and that will take care of those. Tychus is the only thing that can handle the Broodlords, unfortunately, which is going to force me to make a lot of Phoenix. Storm, not going to be too bad either against the Broodlords, so we continue to kind of hold it down, and we're doing okay. Again, we're going to make more Storm and more Phoenix. So I think we're going to grab another Archon. Again, we're in the lead. I started, I was panicking, but this is pretty good. This is pretty good. One thing that Tychus is going to have to do eventually is make one Crooked Sam to kill the Hyperion, which sucks. I really hate being pigeonholed into having to do that. But again, assuming that, I mean, he seems to be building. The thing with some people will do with Tychus, they'll build one of each hero, and they'll go up to 5 upgrades really fast, and they'll get every single upgrade for every single hero. Don't do that. Stop it. What you have to do is just get a lot. Just get a lot of shit. It's really that straightforward. All right, so our Archons are going to be needed to take care of these Mutalisks. And eventually, that's the thing. Tychus is really good at countering specific things, but Broodlords is not one of them. So I think maybe Nux in the grand scheme might be what he's going to need to do. And again, just because Archons are some of our strongest compositions, I think we just need more of them. Just with the Storm, and then we get up to T3, if only to get this Kaderan Amulet upgrade. I want to get some of my other upgrades, but as of right now, I think we're better spent just focusing on more units to maintain this advantage. Feedbacking all these queens is also going to be really good. It's kind of unclear to me what this Abathur is doing with mass queens. But that, you know what? It's fine. It's kind of a free wave. We'll see what Tychus is going to start doing against the Mutalisks and the Flyers. All right, we need a Guardian Shell on that. Phoenix will lose to Mutalisks, by the way. Kerrigan Mutalisks are just absurd. They're very, very, very strong. And I think we're doing quite well here. I'm going to keep making Archons, and we want to make sure that we keep gassing where necessary. This is going to be an exciting game, I think. I didn't expect that it would go this way, but this is pretty cool. I didn't overreact with the Phoenix. Keep in mind, it's very easy to overreact with those. Don't do that. I might get a couple more, but at the end of the day, I need Immortals and Archons. That's kind of my power composition. Reavers versus this would be good, too. All right, we're seeing Guardians now. So I think now we probably do want lots of Phoenix, because we have Broodlords and Guardians, which means we need to get to the back of the line to start hitting those. I'm going to grab Plasma Surge. We can also do double Graviton Beam. All right. Well, the only reason that I wouldn't make Tempests versus this is that Tempests are going to get hung up on attacking stuff on the ground. And that's why I think we get a row of Phoenix, and then we can tech up 2 Tempests. But we need some units that will get immediately back on top of those Guardians, immediately back on top of the Broodlords. And we're still doing decently, and that's mostly because they're not making any anti-air. And I'm going to need to upgrade the attack on these units anyway. But they know what they need to do versus Tychus with this anti-air. All right, we got a Vega out now. Here come more of those Guardians. And Storm, I could manually cast Storm to try to get rid of the Guardians. This is Guardians very strong against Artanis as well. I'm going to go ahead and pop my Guardian Shield here. All right, and as long as we can bomb through the ground stuff, then we can kill the air stuff relatively easy. If he just made, I think, pure Mutalisks, he would be in much, much better shape. All right, don't stun me, you coward. It might be time, I think, maybe to rush Tempests. Because that's the strongest composition I have. Raynor can counter Tempests eventually. It's just, this is... it's challenging for Tychus specifically because he needs Nux, he needs Rattlesnake, he needs all this stuff. But obviously, what I would really like are see, Tempests aren't going to do too great against this composition either. We just kind of got screwed with a 2v3 here, unfortunately, and I really don't see a way of us coming back from this. But anything's possible, I guess. Tychus is a strong hero. All right, we're getting T3 now. If we can upgrade our Archons and then just make more of them. Now we've got Ultralisks on the field. Part of the issue, I think, is just Kerrigan counters Artanis in general pretty well. I don't want to say she counters him. It's not like a hard counter. But it is, you know, it's a pretty strong counter. So right here, our Tempest would be absolutely bombing through this composition if we had them. But all that Raynor needs to make are some Vikings, and our Tempests are pretty much toast. But you know what? You got to try. You don't just give up. You know, you give it a go. You give it your best try. Let's get those Tempests out. We want Kadarin Amulet without a doubt. That's going to be probably one of the most impactful upgrades that we can get. Okay, now we're seeing Devourers. And our yep, our Archons just aren't going to live long enough to really see it through. All right, only 3 Mutalisks doesn't really concern me. I think we might lose here again. These stacking air units, man. It's a real challenge specifically for Tychus. But as long as Vega can bring some of them down, then the Kevs will absolutely murder them. Now, what I don't have is a counter to Raynor specifically. They're the Vikings. And we have the Phoenix in here to protect our Tempests. And actually, we have Tempests that are starting to stack, surprisingly. So we're going to give them Guardian Shell. We're going to go Disintegration. I mean, anything's possible. I don't feel great about it, but anything is possible. That's all I'm saying. All right, well, Tychus, you know, he cleans up the ground really well. You know, those mass queens are going to cause me constant problems. I can't afford to get more gas. Okay, well, you know what? If you want to make those, that's fine. I've got Storm, I've got Whirlwindy Zealots. Okay, and we're going to get on top of them. And I think we make more Tempests, more Archons is probably our main comp here. That should blast through the Queens as well if, you know, it's tough. It's a tough composition to deal with. Every Archon that we make is going to contribute quite a bit. We also have Guardian or Shield Overcharge here soon. Interestingly enough, Raynor swarming with ground units works against a Tychus pretty well. I guess I'll move these back. Not like that's going to really make a huge difference. Let's go ahead and use our Shield Overcharge because we're going to have some overlapping units. Look at this, your boy and his Tychus buddy. They're making it happen. We can start keep stacking these Tempests, and we want to get our upgrades as well. Guardian Shell the Archons, that way they can storm twice. Is the whole idea here. One thing that would probably help is getting the double lift. I mean, all of these would be good, but right now I really need to focus on more units. I think we're about to get the cannon. There we go. Look at that. That's some extra cash. That'll allow us to get one more Tempest before the next wave. This is actually, you know, I never expected that we'd see this day. Do we get crazy? We can get +3, or we can get another Assimilator. I would rather get another Tempest at this point. We have, you know, we're ahead. We got to keep this push. I didn't think it was possible, but the dream is real. Archons, Tempests, and a good Tychus player. You need a good Tychus player. Good Tychus. Wow, that was wild. What a match. Okay, well, thanks everyone for watching. That was a cool one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.